Hey everybody, this is Jimmy Carrane, host of the podcast Improv Nerd. Just reminding you to check out this week's special episode with our guest from Glee and Best in Show, Jane Lynch, all right here on Feral Audio.
Alie, welcome to our podcast.
Welcome to our podcast, George.
Thank you.
I'm Alie.
I'm Georgia, and I am not wearing a onesie, but Alie is.
I'm wearing the hell out of a onesie.
She's wearing pajamas.
Georgia got these for Christmas, and she isn't even a Christian.
I'm not, and I was like, these have to be Allie's.
Yep.
These have to be put onto Allie's body.
And I'm wearing a onesie. I am barefoot. It's Slumber Party. Here's the deal. We have this podcast. It's called Slumber Party with Alie and Georgia. We have snacks. We have wine spritzers. We have a really lame pillow fort that we set up in the Feral Audio studios. There's pajamas. There's confessions. Oh, God. What kind of day have you had, Georgia?
I have had a depressingly lazy day.
Why is that depressing?
You know what I did all day?
No.
I sat around watching true death shows.
That's your problem in life.
I know.
That's your biggest problem in life.
I know. It was miserable.
Do you want to know what matches that?
What?
I saw my ex-boyfriend in a Shakespeare play. We both did our worst thing today.
Oh my God.
We both did the thing that we shouldn't do.
We should have called each other in the morning and be like, what are your plans today? Do you want to go get pancakes instead and like go to Disneyland? Okay. Because like, that's awful.
Ask me if I drove away from the parking garage shuddering and crying. Sure did.
How far? Did you even go to like Alhambra or something to see him, did you?
No, just Pasadena.
Oh.
I took a couple freeways. So you watched death shows. I watched my ex-boyfriend. I think we're doing a great job today.
We're living life. Now we're in pajamas before 8 p.m. on a Sunday.
We both learned that we shouldn't do that. What else did you learn this week?
Well, what I learned this week,
Yep.
I learned what the inside of a strip club looks like for the first time in my life.
That is shocking that you haven't been
I
to more strip
know.
clubs.
I have done some awful, crazy, fucked up things in my life.
Hey, Georgia, how'd you spend your 14th birthday?
In rehab.
For what?
I don't want to talk about that. So I'm 32 and I've never been in a strip club. I'm not prude. I'm not like Mormon or anything. It's never happened. And it got to a point where I was like, has to be a thing if it's going to happen. I can't just go on a Thursday night. You know, it has to be like my birthday or like some exciting thing or Valentine's Day.
That's a way to celebrate. We got engaged today.
So you know what I did? I went on a random Thursday night and it was great.
How was it? Was it tits?
Well, no, it wasn't tits because it was Jumbo's Clown Room and they don't show tits. So it was like, like strip club light. So I think it was a good kind of first step into it, but I have to say it was kind of awesome.
It was diet strip club.
What
was what was different than what you expected? Was it less depressing than you thought?
Yes, the girls were beautiful and they were like actually great dancers. Like,
okay,
you know what the craziest thing about it was?
What?
Okay, some guy told me this at the bar. Right, by the way, for the first time in my life, I realized like what that PSA of like, don't leave your drink unattended, like what kind of bar they're talking about.
Oh yeah.
It's fucking Jumbo's Clown Room.
You get a little bonus surprise?
Yeah. No, I didn't, but I could tell that there was just like hoverers.
What do you mean? Like, did you see like packets of powder concealed like a magician?
No, I saw the skeetiest fucking dudes I've ever seen in my life.
Button like rumpled suits, in need of a haircut,
button down shirts.
Uh-huh.
Like the girls would come out between dances and like talk to them and put their arms around them and like oh my God, it was crazy.
You know where those guys live?
Where?
In unair conditioned apartments in Encino. Oh. Every single one of them.
Oh God.
Probably in the same complex.
I can smell it in there already.
I went to Jumbo's Clown Room once and I made a mistake of going on a night that I wore really high heels because I was like, I'm feeling fancy. And one guy in like a rumpled, wrinkled suit that looked like it needed some Febreze, he asked me when I went on. And I was like, I'm about to go off on your face right now.
You know what the most exciting thing about the whole thing was? Huh? Not that the pole dancing was insane, and one of the girls would like just won the like pole dancing national championships. Like she did a fucking backbend on the ceiling, like clutching her pole with her armpit. It was amazing.
She sounds like a spider.
It was totally a spider, but she was like this punk rock girl. It was great. But her ass happens to be, you guys know that the signs all around town for Pop Physique, that workout, and like their signs are like American Apparel-esque, like hot ass girl.
Is that her
She was
ass?
one of the dancers. Yep. I was like, I recognize that ass.
Los Angeles,
I know,
you guys.
it was exciting. Jumbo's Clown Room, you guys should do it. That's what I learned this week. What did you learn, Alie?
I learned two things.
Okay.
One's kind of boring, and the other is relationship-y, which makes me feel like an idiot.
Is that one, don't go to your ex-boyfriend's Shakespeare play in Pasadena?
No, I guess I learned three things. I learned 3 things. The first thing I learned was that brown widows are a cousin of the black widow.
Oh my God.
And they're like a mottled lighter brown color, and they don't have a red hourglass on their abdomen. They have an orange one.
Oh my
and
God.
they have displaced black widows by dozens and dozens of times over. So black widows don't have a place to live because brown widows are coming in.
Are they worse?
No, they actually are less dangerous. And they have an orange hourglass instead of a red one, so you can spot them. They look like a black widow, but they're not. And it's just the ultimate spider gentrification, lighter.
Oh my God,
animals
they're
are
getting
coming
rid
in.
of the blacks.
They're displacing the darker spiders, but they look almost identical. But you have to, if you think you see a black widow, check it a little bit closer.
I think
Could
I
be a
saw
brown
one
widow.
when I know I saw one outside of my new apartment last week.
Don't fuck with them.
Oh, I was poking it. Is that not? You're not supposed to poke them?
No, don't let them crawl on your shoulder anymore, Georgia. So that's one thing I learned. And then I
Okay.
also read this really interesting book about attachment theories in relationships, and about how there are 3 different styles of attachment. And some people are just go wacky when they think someone is going to go away, and they react more no, don't go. And
Yeah.
some people are like, I don't give a fuck. And it's genetic because cavemen in certain conditions, some cavemen really were able to survive by having a buddy who's watch out, there's a bear, and it's thanks dude, you got my back. And others were able to survive because they're hey, what's that over there? And then they ate their food and killed that person.
Well, which do you think you and I would be together? I think we'd be Alie Alie kills the bear for me.
Okay.
And I organize it. To obsessively organize the bear parts.
We're both very hairy and smelly, and that's all that matters.
We're both the bears.
We'll talk about this in joint therapy. Don't think we don't go, you guys.
We have.
So let's ask our guest. Our guest today is Allison Augusti. Her name is spelled Allison Augusti. Her name is pronounced Allison Augusti. She is of the internet. You may know her from Twitter because several 100,000 people do and follow her. I follow her rabidly. I've mentioned Allison Augusti as my internet crush on this show
You've been
before.
mentioned.
What? Really?
Yep.
It's true. So she's in the studio. You get a golf clap. 'Cause
Yay! She's a writer at UCB, sketch writer on Mod Team. She's kick-ass. She's
You're
Nice.
a
Internet
writer,
famous girl.
a presence.
Yeah.
You're a young thing.
You really are.
Got some cheddar cheese on my jeans.
We're eating snacks right now.
She is a class act.
Classy.
Thanks for being here.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Did you learn anything this week?
I did think of something. I was
Okay.
panicked about it. My good friend Lauren McGuire used to work at a marine biology place in Florida. And she told me this week that dolphins have prehensile penises.
Have what?
Yeah, so they can move it around like a monkey tail. And they used to share a tank. This wasn't SeaWorld. This was low-level SeaWorld.
Okay.
They used to share a tank with the sea turtles, but they had to separate them because they were raping the sea turtles with their prehensile penises. I like to come right onto a podcast and be aggressive.
Well, thanks for listening to Slumber Party with
Yeah,
Alie and
that's been
Georgia.
Slumber Party with Alie and Georgia.
We're done with the podcast forever.
I have a
That was
question.
amazing.
I'm so sorry.
No,
I'm
I
so
love
sorry.
it.
Were they able to prove definitively that the sea turtles weren't asking for it?
Yeah, or that the sea turtles didn't like it. No, I don't think so. And
Was it
can you really-
legitimate rape?
I know.
Oh, right?
So the sea turtles clearly were in distress, and they were like, "Get your monkey tail penis out of
I
my
know.
cloaca."
Yeah.
I wonder what kind of attachment they had there. Did they get depressed when they moved?
Or would they
Yeah.
come back? Let's put them back together.
What if the dolphins were the hot guy on campus, and it's oh my god, that dolphin wants to fuck me,
Yeah.
guys. That's awesome. Good for those rapey dolphins.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm so relieved I had something. Otherwise, I was going to talk about how you guys have special ice in here, and I didn't know you needed special ice.
We're drinking some wine coolers. I got shipped a box of Vino Verde, which is a Portuguese wine. It's my favorite wine. Someone on the internet read that I like Vino Verde, and then the next thing I know, I got a box. It could have had a bomb. It could have had
What?
Gwyneth Paltrow's head in it. I don't know. I opened it up. It had Vino Verde. I was stoked.
What's your favorite drink? When you go out?
Do you have a cocktail you like?
Yeah.
I just discovered amaretto sours.
Ooh.
I'm pretty into that.
So you're in your
delicious.
20s.
Yes, I'm in my
Got it.
20s. That's about it. I don't like. What about you?
Those are great. I
Okay.
love they taste.
I don't
really
like
good.
anything that's something a salty old man drinks when he gets back
No.
from the ocean.
Yeah. Do you like beer?
Yes,
Okay.
but not anything. It all tastes the same to me.
Yeah.
What do salty old? Do they just drink oyster brine? with,
Rusty nails.
Like a sidecar.
yeah.
I get it. Dirty
Can't do it.
martinis aren't your thing.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
When did you get started with comedy and UCB and that sort of thing?
Right after I moved out here, I started taking the classes.
That's smart because not a lot of people who move here know to get into that.
I didn't know what I wanted to do.
How did you decide upon that, if I may ask?
I don't know. I think I just went to a couple shows there and then just liked it and was like, there's no reason I can't do this.
That's really confident. I like that.
Yeah. Were your parents cool or were they assholes?
I would guess cool.
I guess you're in between. My dad was cool and my mom was kind of an asshole. So
That's interesting
you
because
need a nice balance.
I don't think my parents know what a podcast is, so I'm going to come out and say it. My dad is super nice, and my mom, I'm realizing with some distance, my mom's a bitch.
Yeah.
But you know, they balance each other out.
Yeah, and I think that mother-daughter relationship is tricky.
Yeah.
If you had a kid, would you want a son? Just not deal with that?
I don't want kids.
Oh, well, there you go.
Because I think I would be my mom and be kind of mean.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
What about, Allison, what about you? Do you see yourself like as you are now that you're like an older woman in your 20s? Do you see yourself like? Do you see like your mom in some of your behavior?
Yes. Well, I don't, because she's very like meticulous, and I don't feel like I'm that at all. So, I don't know. I think I am I'm an amalgamation of both of them.
Well, you have a really good work ethic, it seems. Where did that?
It's fun. I mean, with comedy, when it's stuff I'm passionate about, but like everything else in my life is a disaster.
Okay.
So I heard that you write for a newspaper.
I used to.
Used to.
Yeah.
And your beat was sports. Mm-hmm. What?
That is what. Do you like sports?
Yeah. When I was a sports editor of my college paper.
Oh wow.
And I guess that was the closest I had to something I wanted to do. So I had an internship after college, and then I got hired there.
What kind of sports games do you watch?
What kind of ball games?
What kind of games with sports do you watch?
I just covered baseball for the most part.
Ah, baseball.
Does that make you every man's dream? You have a huge...
No, I have never dated a guy that's liked sports.
What's up with that?
I don't know.
There's not a lot of them in this kind of like
Yeah.
In the
circle.
comedy world?
They don't give a shit.
Well, hey, you know what they care about? Cage match. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, like
Is that a
comedy
person?
cage match.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
That's what they care about.
Yeah, they're
like their
improv
one
team.
man show
Yeah.
tonight.
And the one-man show.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
all they care about.
Yeah.
Sports, schmorts.
Yeah, it's
So how did you start on Twitter? And when were you like, this is the thing I like?
I used to do the funny like Facebook updates, and then I don't know. Somebody told me about Twitter when it was very new, and then I just signed up and put my little funny Facebook, because that's all it is, right? It's just funny Facebook updates.
Pretty
Remember
much.
when that was a thing?
Remember? I do. Allie is
Allie's feeling.
Yeah.
counting dirty ones in the back of a dumpster. What did you so this is a really stupid, embarrassing question, but like what's your strategy? I've heard of some people that sit down and write like 10 tweets and then they put them in Tweetbot and then they automatically go and they're like hardcore about it.
I feel like that's a good idea. I just do them. That's why I do like 3 in a row, because I just do them when I think of them.
That's smart.
That means you
No,
think of a
it's
lot of funny
not.
stuff.
Do you find that your thought process has changed to where you're looking for observations, whereas you didn't a few years ago?
Maybe. I guess. Yeah, because I feel like if I'm trying to format it to that, but I don't know.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
Allison, what do you want to be when you grow up?
For real?
Yeah.
Oh, I want to write for TV.
Oh, cool. Anything specific? Like if there's a show you could be on that's on right now.
Well, I just watched Nashville. Was it?
Oh my God, how is
Loved
it?
so much. Well, what's her face? Who's the main lady?
Not that
Not
No.
that one. The other one.
The this Friday
Trisha
Night
Yearwood.
Lights, Friday Night Lights chick.
Connie
Yes,
Britton.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that woman.
She's pretty great.
She's so good.
There's something so likable about her.
Yeah, that
Why-
show's not great, but I would just want to feed lines to Connie Britton.
What if they were like
30-minute sitcom.
a 30-minute sitcom?
Yeah.
Okay.
Parks and Rec.
Do you have you like amassed like a bunch of spec scripts that you're like, hello?
My agent told me not to do spec scripts. No one wants them anymore.
Really?
Yeah. So I have 3 pilots.
Oh, nice.
But I don't have any specs.
Can we do them right? Did you bring the scripts? And we'll just go around the table.
Oh my
No?
God.
Do
I
a
wish
table
I
read.
had.
We brought some sock puppets.
And we want to do this.
Just saying. You know, this is an interesting slumber party question. But girls who fight girls. How do you feel about that?
I just don't participate. Like, I'm like, really? If you're not in high school, you're ridiculous.
I don't know.
You're ridiculous.
There are some girls that that I observe in Los Angeles that have like a rotating cast of BFFs. I don't get it.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
happens? Have you ever had a girl break up? Have you ever had to break up with a girl?
Oh my God. Yes, I have.
What
My
happened?
roommate. Oh my
What?
God. This is a great story.
Tell me.
So it's not a great story. I shouldn't have set it up like that. It's terrible.
Just embellish
I
them.
hate this story already. It's so dumb.
So I moved into this house with this girl, and at the time we were both dating dudes that were friends, and then we both broke up with those guys, and then we were still living in this house, but she went insane after they broke up.
What happened?
She just turned into like a bit of a dick monster and started and like had her eyes on a couple of my friends, and it got real weird. And we had a fight about her she hooked up with a friend of mine, which I should have been fine with. I get, but right, that's weird.
You're a little possessive over those
it's
people.
It's weird.
Yeah.
And we had a big fight. We didn't talk for a couple of days, and then my grandmother died. And she comes into the room. I was in the living room, and she's like, "We need to talk about the tension in the house." And I was like, "My grandmother just died." Like, I was on my way. They pulled out life support.
I just read your article about this in the Atlantic.
Oh yeah.
It's great.
Oh, thank you.
This is recent then.
This is very recent.
It's like a month ago.
Yes.
I have not read this article in the Atlantic. Continue.
Okay. And so they had pulled out life support, and I'm headed down to say goodbye to her. And she's like, "We really need to talk about this." I was like, "My grandmother's gonna die tonight. I'm not gonna talk to you about fucking a friend of mine." And she was like, "Well, we need to deal with this because I am very uncomfortable," and walked out of the room.
What? Without saying sorry, your fucking grandma?
And it was just as light, like, "Oh, you're the worst. You're the worst person. You don't care about anyone but yourself." And it's just taken me this long to realize it. So I talked to her the next day, and just like, "We can live together, but we're not friends anymore. You're kind of a shitty person."
Wow.
And then 2 days after that, she tried to evict me from the house.
How does that happen?
Because her name's on the lease, and she thought that made her the landlord.
Yeah.
And so she was like, "This isn't working for me, and I'm going to need you to be out by the end of the month." And it was like the 15th or something.
Are you going to move?
No. She moved out. She just went nuts. And so I was like, "No, I'm not moving out." And then she's like, "Fine, then I am." And moved out a week later and is gone. It was
Did
crazy.
she move far away?
No, I think she moved a few miles away.
Oh,
but I don't think I'll run into her. But that was crazy.
What was it like when did she do the thing where she was carrying her last box and then she looked back at you?
No, I was not there when she moved
That's
out.
good.
Well,
Did she
that's
take
smart.
any of your shit?
Though she has sent me several emails about a coffee mug that she's missing that she really thinks I took.
I don't mean to be crude, but if you find the coffee mug, I really think you should take a shit in it.
I was gonna say, yeah, and then send it to her.
Yeah.
Sidebar, I saw a woman defecating publicly today.
Where?
Continue.
In Los
you
Angeles, I
can't
feel like that's only in
continue.
New York.
Just in a little corner in Pasadena.
A
in
homeless woman?
Pasadena.
She didn't have any teeth.
Oh.
That's okay.
Okay.
So do you think you're going to run into this girl?
I think if I do, I don't think there'll be any interaction. I think we would realize what was happening and then go our separate ways.
Is that the worst breakup you've ever had?
I think so. I feel like all of my breaks have been pretty okay.
What's your dude deal?
As far as dating, I'm
Yeah.
not dating anyone.
Ugh. Aren't guys the worst? No. Do you date comedians?
I'm done dating comedians.
What was like the swan song? How bad did it get?
I don't have like any real horror stories. I think honestly, it's me at this point. At this point, it's me.
What are you talking
Well,
about?
because I mean, I'm the common denominator, and
we would date you, Georgia. Would you date
date
her?
you.
We would
absolutely
date
date
you.
you.
We would absolutely date you.
Alie needs a date to her ex-boyfriend's play next weekend, right?
Are you doing another one?
You gonna go back, Alie?
Are you gonna fuck off?
No, I'm not gonna fuck up.
I'm not. I went. I saw it. I applauded. It is over.
Okay, good.
I don't.
He asked you to go?
He invited me. He
That's
had a
so
free
weird.
ticket. I don't know.
At least you didn't pay for it.
Thanks.
No, I mean that.
Well, yeah, no. Tickets were $46.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, no. At least I went for free.
I know.
Yeah.
Was
tell
it
you-
good?
It was actually a really good play. But the weird thing is on the way home, I was stuck in traffic and I checked his Twitter and I was like, oh, he posted a couple hours ago. And he posted something about, and I don't know if it was about me or another girl.
What?
I don't know. I was just like, I don't know if he was dating a new girl or if he wrote something
man.
kind of about me in the past. And then I'm like, well, do I ask? It's fine.
You don't.
I date and I'm dating to be like, I'm moving on. But
Yeah,
the problem is
but
I
you
go on
don't.
dates and I'm like, oh, this date's terrible.
Yep.
And I would be better off just staying in and watching Nashville.
Do you go on a lot of dates, Allison?
No, I've gone on 2 recently. I went on 2 within this last month, and I was I'm done.
Did you get asked on a date through Facebook or what happened?
No, both of them were friend setups, and I was furious at both.
Really? Oh, wait a minute. I read a
Terrible.
tweet of yours recently about how you were cursing the time-space
I know.
continuum for existing in a
Because
date.
it's weird. It's both. You hate every minute that you're there, but you also think, well, I'm 1 minute closer to this being done.
Oh my
What
god!
happened on that date?
He was just awful. He kept making fun of the fact that I said sure
What?
Like I would respond to him with "sure."
Is he negging you?
He was
he
negging
might
you.
have been negging me.
We've talked about this.
He kept talking about his Jewish mother.
Yeah.
We went for coffee, but he had apple juice. Fancy apple juice. I wanted to die. I went to the bathroom 3 times.
Yeah.
Just to get away from him.
Did you text people during it, like SOS text?
No, I should have. But there was a very set time. I was like, I can do half an hour, and I left it. I think at 20. I was like, you guys want to get out of here? We're both done with our drinks.
Apple juice.
Apple
That
juice.
is fucking
He was
weird.
the worst.
So did you guys
I gotta
fuck?
stop. Yes.
You
and
fucked?
it was bad. I don't know what I was thinking.
After it was over, you're like, sure.
Yeah, I was like,
Sure.
I might as well.
Does it bum you out that your
Here.
friends like set you up with this person that you're like, this is what you
How
think
did
of
this
me?
happen?
Yeah.
I don't even think it was that. It was just sort of like, well, he's single. He just moved here.
Gross.
And I was like, oh, he's not in comedy. It's going to
Yeah.
be great for me. We're probably going to get married.
You deserve so much more.
I know.
I'm all right.
What's your type?
I don't think I think that's the other scary thing is I don't know if I have a type. It's more
okay.
just if somebody asks me out, I'm like, all right.
Do you ever?
I've never pursued anybody.
Here's what we've learned on Slumber Party.
Okay.
Over the course of Slumber Party, people who don't pursue people end up with asshats. Georgia is like, look at that hot guy. I'm going to give him my number, like a baller, and she did, and now she's got a fiance.
Yeah, but the ones I dumped too, or like I also did that with them.
Yeah, you also cut off psychos, which I have
That's
a
true.
difficult time doing. But
Yes, I have a difficult time
do you?
ending things. Yeah, but I've never dated. Don't have any psychos. I just have.
I don't have like that many I have a couple psychos, but I have a hard time ending things too because it's like,
do.
here's this person that was like an inch from your face for like 6 months, and then suddenly they're miles away from your face.
I know, and and that weird cutoff with intimacy is so strange to me.
It's really weird.
It's so weird.
Georgia, you don't have a
I
problem
don't
with
get
it.
any of that.
This is why.
Because I don't want to be intimate with someone I don't like. So like,
Sure.
it would be weirder for me to be intimate with
Yeah.
someone that I'm like,
See,
you
I'm
fucking
gonna-
are not right for me.
No, here's the thing. This is the attachment book I was reading.
Yeah, yeah.
You're an avoidant attachment.
I totally am.
Probably Alice and I are anxious attachment.
Oh.
And then in between are secure people who don't have problems.
I
Yes.
don't know any of those.
I know.
fucking
Neither do I.
assholes. Can you tell us the name of the book? 'Cause I think everyone needs to get this.
I'm not kidding. Here's the
I'm going to
thing.
read it. I don't
They
care.
all have embarrassing
Yeah.
names.
Here's the thing. I went to go see a movie at Lemley in Pasadena a couple weeks ago, and Romans is right next door. It happened to be on a shelf. It's called Attached. I was like, I don't know anyone in Pasadena, so I'm going to buy the self-help book because no one is going to judge me. Because it's like I might as well be in Ohio. And then I read it like in a sitting, and I was like, oh.
So what am I? Avoidance?
You're avoidant.
That's so true.
You're so avoidant attachment. It's crazy. And then you listen to songs, like your like, love songs. You're like, well, clearly she's avoidant attachment and he is anxious, or they wouldn't be having this conflict.
And what are
Yeah.
you guys?
Anxious.
The anxious.
And so when something starts to go away, you're like, I can't.
Totally
And so
true.
No one's more attractive to me than after they've rejected me.
Exactly. And you know what that is?
the worst.
They do
Stop.
They do these tests where they put infants in a room and
Oh yeah.
they'll take the mom away, and then the infant will be like playing with blocks and be like, wait a minute, where did mom go? And then some of the infants will be like, oh, she'll be back. And then others will be like, what the fuck? Where is mom? And mom comes back and they're like, where were you? And they'll take a block and throw it in her face.
What?
And then other ones will be like, I don't even care, you were gone. And like turn their little diaper butt on her and be
Which
like,
one's
I don't
worse?
care. Neither one
The
is
secure
good.
ones that are like, I know she's coming back because she loves me.
Exactly.
That guy.
Sure.
But
That guy's-
but like people fall somewhere on the spectrum, and so what some people do is if they're anxious, they'll be like, "I'm going to act mad at you so that you know that I was sad you were gone."
Oh, I've done that.
And so it's interesting because like you read this book and you're like, "Oh my god, these things that I just thought I was being like a weirdo, you actually can avoid all of that by just being honest with your feelings and being like,
Yeah.
I'm afraid you're going to abandon me. Instead
Well,
of being like,
that's
I'm going to
stupid,
not
though.
text you back for 6 hours and then I'm going to post a hot picture of me with my arm around a guy who's actually just a platonic friend who doesn't have a penis. So it's like, instead you're like, oh, I should just say how I feel. That is one thing I've learned that's good.
That's a good lesson to learn.
Just get real, you guys.
Get real.
Speaking of real, do you believe in ghosts?
I don't. I'm sorry.
Do you believe in psychic abilities?
No.
Do you believe in
In Scientology. Here's a pamphlet. Just
Wait,
kidding.
there's got to be. What are other ones? Do you believe in
premonitions.
telekinesis?
That's like where you move things
Yeah.
with your
Can
brain.
you? Yeah.
Okay.
That I feel like I'd be more.
Why that?
What about telepathy? Have you ever thought of someone and then a second later they're like, hey, Just thinking about you.
No, not really.
God damn it.
I know.
What religion were you raised? Because I was raised Catholic, which is like, believe that if you worship the statue, it suddenly you'll find gold in your pocket.
I feel like I never bought into... My dad, very Catholic. And my mom did the whole spectrum, did Christian Science for a while.
My dad does that.
And which I still don't understand. It's like you believe in medicine? I don't know.
No, you don't.
What is Christian Science?
You can't take medicine.
What? But that's the opposite of science.
It's
really weird. It's like
I don't understand
it's having the faith that your body can take care of itself.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly if that's right.
It's very
so Christian Science
strange.
is like, don't worry about it science?
Yeah.
I feel like
I
that's...
think so.
No offense. Christian Scientists, AlieandGeorgia@gmail.com. Just explain it to me.
Yeah, we don't understand. But I didn't pay attention in any of them. My dad used to let me bring comic books to mass, and I was at 12 or something. I had to reason with him, like, if I'm not paying attention to this, do I have to go?
Wow.
And it
At
did seem
12.
like I took more of a stance on not wanting to get up early. I feel like that was more why I didn't.
Do you believe in God?
No.
A God being? No. You're just like so straight and narrow when it comes to believing in anything.
I think so, yeah.
That's okay.
I believe in ghosts.
I know you do. Do you know what I was watching right before when you picked me up, Alie?
What?
My favorite show in the world? Long Island Medium.
Oh, Georgia loves it.
Did you watch it?
I don't.
Oh my God.
It's on, I think it's
need
on
to get
TLC
into
because TLC has this shit. TLC also has Abby and Brittany. They are conjoined twins.
Oh,
Essentially,
fuck. I watched a YouTube video about those guys.
they're conjoined
Is that
twins,
the
but
same? That's the same.
let's call it out.
Oh, it's TV. Basically.
They're not conjoined twins. It's a two-headed woman is what it is.
So fucked up.
It's the best, you
It's
guys.
crazy.
You know what the fucked up thing about Abby and Brittany? Again, TLC, conjoined twins. Check it out. They are so well adjusted, and I'm like,
Yes.
these people have a better outlook on
They
life
do,
than fucking
But they
me.
will never be alone.
I was thinking about that.
That's
I
the
know.
thing.
You know what I also realized is I looked at a diagram that's like they have two hearts, one rib cage, one bladder, two brains. They
Come
did
on,
not
tell
say,
us.
They didn't say how many boobs they had.
What about vaginas?
One vagina.
One vagina.
They didn't tell you how many boobs that is.
I
weird.
want to know how many boobs they have. So, three.
Three.
Boobs?
Three. I'm guessing.
Do you think they have three boobs?
I'm
Do they
guessing
have
three.
3 arms or 2 arms?
Two.
2 arms.
Two.
You guys.
Probably 2 boobs.
And they're so happy. They're like,
They're so
hey,
happy.
you guys, we're eating profiteroles.
You know why? Because they're never going to be alone ever.
That's it.
Right?
They'll
Is
find
that-
some weird dude.
Some
Because they're going to have
weird
to...
fucking dude. Maybe they're lesbians. And there's like
Let's-
one more girl.
Oh, shit. What if one's a lesbian and the other one isn't?
Oh, get this dick out of us. Okay, I have a question though.
Okay.
Let's dissect unhappiness because if they're well adjusted and they're like relatively
Okay.
giggly and happy,
I'm going to eat this donut while we're talking.
do
about
it. We're gonna eat donuts.
They're also youngish, right?
Well, everyone's happy in the young because they're just stupid.
Yeah.
But what is happiness? Happiness is liking yourself, probably. And I guess if you're half of a person, then you can always like the other person.
Yeah, what if you like
can't
your
hate
sister,
yourself?
but it's still
You can't hate yourself because you're not you can always slack off and be like, you be the good person right now. What if one is good cop, bad cop? What if one of them
That
goes
would-
to Starbucks and it's like, excuse me, I ordered this extra hot, and the other one is like, it's
don't.
fine.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
I'm so sorry about her. I'm so sorry. Yeah.
But what makes someone happy? What really makes someone? When have you been? We have this thing sometimes we talk about called the happiest hour, and we try and figure out our happiest hour of our whole lives.
What was yours?
I'm going to need a minute.
Okay.
Can I tell you my
Yes.
sisters?
Yes.
God, I hope my sister doesn't listen to this. I have 2 sisters. One is married to a heavy metal guitarist. The other is married to a pastor. It's
Which one's
weird.
happier? I don't know.
It's a good question. They both have 2 children. Everyone's fine. But I once asked my sister what her happiest hour of her life was. And everyone usually says, like, the birth of my child or my marriage. And my sister, who's brilliant, she's so smart, and I wish I had her brain. She told me about the time that she was trick-or-treating in 4th grade, and she was dressed as a hobo. She was wearing, like, a man's hobo mask. And for some reason, my parents just let us roam the neighborhood alone. They weren't, like, very vigilant. They're like, go for it. The Amber Alerts didn't exist then, so no one was scared. But my sister was just cruising down the street with, like, a stick with a handkerchief on the back of it full of candy, dressed like a man hobo in 4th grade, and she's like, this is the best.
This is as good as life will ever get.
And I asked her at like 35, 36, like what her happiest hour of her life, and that was something that stood out to her.
Yeah. I feel like it's got to be one of those simple moments.
I guess.
Because otherwise, there's something else going on.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of.
Well, there's like things you have to say. Like right now, I feel like I don't say that when Colin proposed to me. Like that was, which it was, and it was amazing. But that sounds so fucking like no one wants to hear that.
I don't want to hear. No, I don't want to hear that.
No one wants to hear that.
I was part of that hour.
I know. So, that's
screwed
why
up.
it's okay.
I was supposed to like light some candles and text him, and I forgot to text him because I was so nervous. They got engaged. It was so sweet. She was crying the next day. My boyfriend broke up with me. I was in the fetal position. It was a dichotomous week for us.
Yeah.
Do you? So okay. So
that obviously, but then there's like just little moments in my life that I really enjoyed. Like
really?
I can't remember any of them now.
So what makes someone?
Meeting Stephen King. I mean, meeting Ray Bradbury.
That's good.
Happiest couple hours of my life. I got my nipple pierced to commemorate the moment.
That is a really, really interesting reaction to meeting your literary hero.
I was 16. I was just I was the worst.
The worst. I met Nick Hornby, and I read High Fidelity when I was way too young.
Yeah.
I thought it would give me all secrets about men.
Oh my God, did it?
And no, I have no idea what's going on. And I remember meeting him and just being terrified. And all of these things I had planned to say, and I didn't say any of them.
That's why I wrote a letter, and I handed him. I wrote a letter like 2 weeks at a time.
That's what I should have done.
Yeah.
I just he asked if I was cold because I was just like shaking, just like a very small little ball, and handed him my copy of High Fidelity.
Aww.
It's terrible.
What about now? Do you have any crushes? Any like literary crushes? Any internet crushes?
I feel like I'm just dead inside. Our friend Dave Horowitz, every once in a while, we will text one or the other, like I'm cutting my dick off because I'm just done. I'm just done. Just taking a nap.
You know what?
Can't do it. I don't. So no, I don't.
Nature did it for you.
I know. I wish I could just take away. I would love to just be asexual.
It truncated your trunk.
Oh, wow. I guess just
big
if
time.
I took Zoloft. Does Zoloft make you?
Yeah, that makes you dead in the vagina area. I've never taken it, but
Pick one.
There's just something that just makes me. I just would like a nap for a while. Just a nice.
What is
gray
it though?
Nap.
That sounds really healthy.
So there's no one that you have like a mental crush on. Like no one's writing you're into.
Could be a girl or guy. It doesn't matter.
I don't.
Can I ask you another question?
Yes.
What do you think about nail art?
I bite my nails. I have since. They're disgusting. Like till they bleed.
Really?
Yes.
What is that?
Good for you.
Nerves, I guess.
It's nerves. Are you anxious?
Not. I feel like I'm a weird in between where I come off very sleepy, but I also am very nervous.
Is there a specific time when the nail biting gets real bad?
I don't ever notice that I'm doing it until
okay.
like I've ripped off a giant.
I
it's
peel off my
disgusting.
nail polish too.
I wish. But at least you have long enough to do nails.
Well, I won't bite my nails because I have this other issue with germs, and the thought of putting my fingernail in
just
my
a
mouth
gross fingernail. Yeah,
makes me want to vomit.
I know. I have none of that.
Can I say that I think nail art is a blight on the feminist condition? The idea that nail art, and I'm air quoting so hard right now, is like a thing.
Yeah.
Again, air quotes. Like women are spending more time and money on painting bow ties on their hands than like reading about like what's going on in Syria or like international politics or the election. And it's one of those things that's like if they spent their time, I'm saying they as though I'm not a woman. I don't do nail art, but like if they spent their time and their money on things that actually mattered, they would be so much happier. And every fucking time on the internet I see a nail art picture, I get like a weird ape feeling and I just want to throw my shit at someone. I'm so mad about it.
It's half of Instagram, right?
And the best part is when you see like nail art where like there's polish all over hands and you're like, what are you doing?
Worst.
I just don't understand how that became a thing that's like, oh, we have to fucking worry about this? Are you kidding me? You know what I worry about? I worry about dying poor. I worry about my parents dying poor, and I worry about mortgages that I don't have.
Sure.
You know what you shouldn't worry about is painting snowmen on your fucking index finger.
It's just another thing. How do you have time for that? I gotta pull out my one long black neck hair. I can't be painting my nails
as far as you go.
I saw one, and I have this nerd rage where if somebody, like if a cute girl has some sort of dorky thing, I'm like, you were never a nerd.
Yeah.
I was a nerd. You were never a nerd. I hate you.
Well, there's a difference between like us. I mean, I think the three of us, I've seen Photos Valley as a kid. She's seen them of me, and I feel like one and the same. I feel like we were like dorky kids and like awkward, and we didn't fit in as much. But like, do you ever see like remember the nerds who everyone hated and even you picked on because they were just fucking weirdos?
Ate their boogers.
Ate their boogers, and like their parents were probably hoarders, so they smelled all the time, like that shit. I had those where like, sweetie, you can't put glasses on and pretend you're one of those fucking people.
I know. There was a girl, her name was Suzanne, but everyone called her Scummer. And she rode my bus, and it's one of those things where it's like I remember people making fun of her, and I felt really bad about it. But she was definitely like an outlier in terms of like social skills and such. And I mean that in a not good outlier, like Malcolm Gladwell sense. But like, and I can't remember her last name, but I want to look her up.
Oh
so
my
bad.
God.
I know. What if she's so cool now?
Yeah.
She might be.
There was ours in high school was Sean Coaster, and people used to ask him to dance in the quad, and he would. He might have been retarded though. That's the thing, or like real close.
Did he know?
He did not know.
See what I'm saying?
He did not know.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but see, you would not. That's the thing. I don't think he would never ask the question. But another thing that people did, I never did this, but I did kind of think it was funny. But I was in high school. I was a terrible person.
Okay.
He would come up and start telling a boring story, and people would pretend to fall asleep, like just put their heads down and pretend to
Like
be
legit
asleep.
be asleep. What would he do?
He would kind of continue and then wander away. But that happened multiple times.
God.
Do you ever want to hug him?
We're Facebook friends. That's the closest.
Yeah.
And he likes Tide. He liked Tide on Facebook.
You know what?
Sean Coaster.
Like it up.
I think you should like him on. Everyone should follow him on Facebook.
He was bald at 15.
Oh God, that
Just
kid.
that.
I want to hug him so much.
Yeah, I do
You
too.
don't. You don't.
yeah.
You think you do, but then that thing will happen where you like. I am never aggressive, but there's a handful of people I just want to beat the shit out of. Sean Coaster, very nice. I want to beat him up.
There's a point there's a point that I get impatient with people who don't understand how not interested in the conversation you're having with them is. That's like, and I don't mean like your fucking cousin or whatever. I mean like these conversations you're having like with your boss. And you're like, I don't care what kind of Tupperware you have, and I don't want to talk about it.
I'll instantly hate someone that's like, smile.
Yeah,
It's a beautiful day. I'm
Who
like,
tells
I
you?
hate you. I get that
Smile,
all the time
sweetie.
because I look so tired.
Smile, sweetie.
Smile, honey. Let's
Yeah.
see that pretty smile.
Georgia loves it when you call her honey or sweetie.
Oh, when a girl like a
Waitress.
waitress or like.
Do you like
Just
that
so-
or
I hate it.
Oh,
It's so fucking condescending.
It depends. It depends on age. Because I feel like if it's authentic,
Yeah.
and you're 60,
If they're 60, fine. But if they're
Do
like
it. You can call me
3 years
whatever.
older than me, maybe,
Oh.
and they're like, "What can I get you, sweetie?"
It's
like,
worse when they're younger.
Yeah.
and you're an Applebee's.
Oh, I will murder you. Yeah.
I'm home with my parents and they call me honey. Get out of here.
Are your parents still together?
No. They got
Really?
divorced when I was 11.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you have
fun.
siblings?
No.
Oh, you're an only child.
Wow. You're it, man.
I'm it.
Make something of yourself.
I know.
Don't get murdered.
Come on.
I know.
Don't get murdered.
Just watched
This is what happens,
No,
Georgia.
I see so many of those shows where it was like, she was our only
Oh,
child.
yeah.
And
And
you
then
know-
they'd have to get back together.
I know. No, but they're old
and-
now, and their daughter was like 23, and she was like,
I know.
she just was so sweet and doing so well, and they were so proud. And then
This
she
is
got
like a
killed.
thing where if I kept watching French movies, I would start to pick up French. Georgia watches only shows about people dying.
I think
and
that's-
so her lexicon is like, oh, you're going to get murdered.
I feel like I'm a year away from that. Just
Don't do it.
Reading serial killer books.
Oh yeah, I did that.
And-
What serial killer books do you read?
Oh no, I'm saying that's coming. That's down the pipe.
I should tell you,
Right?
like, there's something about being depressed that it's nice to like feed that depression with something, and I feel like that's what those things are. Not like I'm a crazy depressed person, but
Sure.
there's this point where I'm like, I want to go dark.
Yeah.
now.
Really?
Yeah, and I'll just fucking feed it.
Because that stuff doesn't faze me at all. I'll listen to sad music all day. I don't
Yeah,
care.
that's a difference though. If you're like, oh,
Oh.
Death Cab for Cutie, and then you're
Sure.
like Death Show for
Oh,
Georgia.
I think it's the first step, and then a few more up, you're just reading books about.
and I
people
convince myself that it makes me
murdering.
happier because I'm like, well, I'm alive.
Yeah,
It's great.
Hey, and
I'm-
you're also not killing people. You don't have a weird.
I've never killed anyone.
So you guys really, neither of you bitches think that ghosts exist at all.
I do to a point. I gotta say, Long Island Medium is really changing things for me.
I'm never the like arms crossed. That's bullshit person.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like I'm open to that happening in my life.
Are you very cynical to people who think it happens?
No, not at
Oh,
all.
Okay.
But here's my reasoning. You're a smart human being, Georgia. You also are a smart human
thank
being.
you.
Our engineer Dustin, super smart.
Knocking it out of the park in here.
You have to understand how stupid human beings are. We don't know anything. Like we just understand. Like we understood germs like 5 years ago.
I feel like this
we
is
didn't have
Allie's
internet.
weekly rant about trying to convince us.
I can't.
The fact
Yeah.
that we don't. You're a human being. You're animated. Blah, 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 blah. I have thoughts. Remember my birthday? Ha-da-da. I like cheese. I don't like olives. But I shoot you with a gun. You're a lump of meat. What has happened there.
Well, the
Something
synapses
has
have
happened.
stopped firing.
Sure, but we don't know why. We don't know why if you have two identical twins, one of them doesn't like cheese,
and the other one is evil.
And is evil. So there's something.
One's gay and
What
one's
if there's
Michelle Gellar.
What if there's a thing in you that's a Sarah Michelle Gellar?
Right, she's that evil twin.
Yeah. I totally.
I panicked and was like, "Is that wrong?
No,
is
that
the
you got
wrong
that. You got that.
three-name actress."
No,
You know why? Because I gave you a dead look in my eyes because I was like, "Is Sarah Michelle Gellar dead?" No,
She's happily married to Freddie Prinze Jr.
still.
They seem great.
Can I say that is an undersung Hollywood romance?
I
Gay.
agree.
He's gay. Come on. He or she is gay.
One of them's gay.
Nobody stays
But
together.
why are they? But they're not interesting enough to
Right.
cover it.
Totally.
up. He
They're
could
not-
just be gay.
They're
I think
not
it would
interesting
be,
enough to not be married for 14 years.
Yeah.
Is that a terrible outlook on life?
Yes, it is. They're not interested. Can I tell you my favorite thing about? As long as we're gonna do our Freddie Prinze Jr. segment on Slumber Party, which we do every week. Not really. My favorite thing about them was that they got married in Mexico in 2000 or something. I can't remember. I had a friend that attended the wedding, but they had hospital grade celebrity diarrhea. Everyone that went to their Mexican wedding got some sort of crazy
That's
diarrhea.
adorable.
How?
And they barely hobbled down the aisle because they had literally
Beforehand?
Yeah, they had celebrity hospital grade. You don't, not shit. I'm gonna stay in for a minute. It was does Mexico have hospitals? Because I need to go in one because I'm having some explosion.
You know what?
I drank the water.
Bless
kind of
their
thing.
hearts.
Yeah.
Bless their hearts.
Yeah, I
and
know.
I feel like their secret to success equal levels of famous. One of them didn't get super famous.
Totally.
Neither one of them.
No one cares about him.
Yeah.
One's on TV, but who watches that
Yeah.
show?
Well, speaking of ghosts and the fact that neither of you bitches believe in them.
Well, okay, here's what I was going to say is that I have a hard time going from I say this every week. The connection between you die, where does it all go? To there's a fucking person haunting me.
And I would never stay at a haunted house. So I can sit here and
Really?
say that I don't believe
That's
in any of it,
interesting.
but then I wouldn't go anywhere where they're
I
five
would.
If you
people.
heard,
But excitedly, not this isn't going to happen. I can't wait for this to happen.
I don't do scary anything.
have you heard about the place in Los Feliz where the murders happened?
yeah.
No.
Okay, there's a house in Los Feliz.
On
in-
Western, where it turns into Los Feliz, right?
Yeah. Where a doctor went crazy and murdered his whole family with
Recently?
a hammer.
No,
in
20 years ago.
20 years ago, and right around Christmas, and someone bought the house and has kept it the same. So if you peek in the windows, there's still Christmas presents under the tree.
Oh,
Not anymore.
shit.
Someone bought it recently.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't know.
2 years ago.
So a friend of ours went and peeked.
Really?
Yeah, a couple friends have been up there recently.
That's so scary.
I don't know. There was a murder recently in Los Feliz too, in the hills, 2 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
September 26th.
That's so sad because I read about what was the guy that you played his wife in that radio show that one time?
Oh, Taylor Negron.
Yeah, he wrote this whole
I know.
really sweet article about the woman who this fucking crazy guy murdered.
Here's the thing about Los Angeles is everything's beautiful. People are crazy beautiful, and no one has mustaches, even the girls. And well, the guys do, but the girls don't. Everyone's got it in check. Everyone has nice highlights. Fuck everyone. And then there are just crazy murders that happen in the hills that you may or may not hear about.
Yeah, where it's like a whisper.
You know what haunted me is when I was a little kid, my sisters were obsessed with the Manson murders. And so because I was the littlest sister, was like, I'm going to get obsessed with them too. And there was a passage in Helter Skelter about the Manson murders, about how the canyons will play tricks on you. So you can hear a cocktail shaker from a half a mile away, but you won't hear the bloody screams of a neighbor
Oh my
two doors
God.
down. And that's so Los Angeles to me, but that always haunts me. Even because George and I make cocktails for a living, sometimes I'll shake shakers and I'll
You're
think you can hear that a mile away in the canyons, but you might not. And you hear murder. But yeah, in Los Feliz, an actor, a 28-year-old actor, went bananas.
And
And
about this, he was on
right.
Sons of Anarchy.
Yes, that's right. I did hear about this.
And
Only
it's-
just that he was on TV. He
You
was
know-
on. Wasn't he on The Walking Dead? Or no? Am I wrong?
I don't
Sons
know.
of Anarchy, but maybe also The Walking Dead.
He was. Okay.
He was okay.
But it's funny, I read this article and it was a 28-year-old actor in Los Feliz. I wonder if I fucked him. Because he sounds like a terrible person. So I was like, did I ever make out with that guy? And by the way, I have not had sex with that many people, but I just am drawn to terrible ones. And it turned out I used to serve him all the time at the restaurant I worked
Are you
at.
serious?
And I had a crush on him. I would serve him.
Shut your... I'm hitting Alie
I'd
right
be
now.
like, there's Johnny. Oh, he's so cute. He's
Oh,
way
you should have
too young for
dated
me.
him.
He was dating Katy Perry at the time.
That's right.
Oh shit!
Yeah, murdered his landlady, dismembered her cat.
Killed the cat.
Like
that
beloved
blows my
cat.
mind.
And that's Los Angeles. People come here, they either get crazy successful or they lose their shit. And that's kind of what I love about LA is it's just feral. It's just wilderness.
Do you think you'll stay here forever?
I feel like my cutoff point is like 32.
Okay. Like, what has to happen by then?
I want to be staffed on a show.
Okay, so if you're staffed on a show,
and
you're
I'm not poor all the time.
Got it.
That would also be helpful. And then if not, I'm moving to Austin.
Austin?
I'm gonna be a weirdo.
What's in Austin? Weirdos.
Oh, nothing. Yeah, just I'll be a waitress and live in a cool city.
That sounds pretty tight. Yeah, that's a good plan.
Or Portland. Portland rains
Portland's
too
cool.
much.
Okay.
But I do think about like what's that? Where do I move when I give up on my dreams?
Wouldn't it be cool to move like to some small town in like Oklahoma and work at like a diner and like change your name to
And just be-
Dolly or some shit?
Georgia, that would be cool for a week.
Yeah, that's the thing. And I'd be bored.
Yeah.
I've heard Georgia complaining because we've had to like walk a block to find a cab in LA or in New York. Do you actually know what being a waitress in an Oklahoma diner?
I've waited tables before in Santa Monica.
Oklahoma?
No.
You know what you would do every day? You'd be like, look at this tip. It's because I'm a Jew.
That's so
Every
true.
day.
It's true.
You would
could tell.
hate it.
They could tell if
You would
Jewish.
hate it so much.
You're right.
Sorry, Oklahoma.
I know.
We're just not that into you.
Sorry, I'm Jewish, Oklahoma. So as I'm chowing down on these crumble Hostess donuts, and Alie and Allison, are eating kettle corn.
Yep.
Let's
Sharp
talk
cheddar
about.
popcorn.
Let's talk about snacks. This is a slumber party. If you could eat something at like 2 a.m. with the judgment of either no one or like best friends.
Okay. Well, so the thing is that I do this very regularly, and I
Right.
live in a house with 3 other people, and I'm a big food stealer. Just stealing. Because everyone else's food looks better than mine.
I love that
Yeah.
you admit that.
I know. Well, because they know. I used to try and keep it a secret, but it's hard to keep a secret. We have had this old can of whipped cream in our fridge for a while.
Oh no!
And like at 3 a.m, I'll get up and spray some on my hand.
on your hand.
and then just lick it off like
Yep.
a goddamn monster.
Yep, I've done it. When you said
stuff
old
like
can
that.
of whipped cream, I grunted without the knowledge of my own brain.
Because it's whatever you bought whipped cream for, they sold you 10 times too much.
I know.
And it's just going to be in your fridge. It's going to expire, and you're going to keep eating it.
I don't think
anyway.
I've ever bought whipped cream to
man.
have in the house. in my
Oh, I
life.
have. It's
You know
great.
what I do sometimes? I'll take whipped cream and I'll put it in a glass. It's just a glass of whipped cream, and then I'll take a peanut M&M and I'll crunch it up and I'll put it all over the whipped cream.
That's so hot.
That is so much more effort than I would put into it.
And then I'll eat a glass of whipped cream and then I'll refill it. You know why? Because there's no one else in my apartment.
Yeah.
You know what
but
I've
me.
seen Alie do with they were Jordan almonds. Remember when you had that huge fucking tub of Jordan almonds?
Yes, I do.
And I'd come over and she'd have this like mug that she would use to crack the Jordan almond just to eat the almond out of it. She wouldn't eat
What?
the candy around it.
I'm the opposite. I'll eat the candy around the.
I would
Perfect
too.
for each
I don't
other.
give a shit about an almond.
Well, the problem is I had 17 pounds of Jordan almonds because they were like a set dressing, and I was
Yeah.
like, I my teeth hurt after the first week,
Yeah.
and I was like, I can't do it, so I would just shell them.
That's amazing.
What a disgusting,
Nature
disgusting
shell.
little
I
monster.
have so many of those where it's just like, here's a weird topping that we have.
What else?
We must have. I don't know what we had. We must have had Sundays or something, but we had. That must have been what the whipped cream was for too. Just that chocolate sauce. I used to just open the can and just take a scoop of that and eat it.
Do it. I like
in
it.
my pajamas while my dog watched. I always felt like he was the normalizer because he's just staring at me like you're a monster.
What kind of dog is it?
Yeah.
He's a little terrier mix.
Do you feel like you're a better person because you have a dog?
No, because I feel like I resent him a lot.
Oh.
This is why I don't want kids. I resent the dog.
Why?
Talk to me about that because I keep going to the pound.
Oh God.
Alie keeps taking trips to the pound.
The thing is, it's
crazy.
I just did that and then I adopted one.
I want something to love.
I know. You think you do.
No, I don't. What's the deal?
Because the thing is if I didn't have him, I would still have that yearning to have a pet, and I
Yeah.
would just get another thing and resent it.
Okay, so it's just
What do you
interesting.
resent it for? The poo?
No, he's a terrier, so he's very yappy. It's so loud,
Oy.
but he's very sweet and but he's also very needy. Like he just will sit in my lap, which should be adorable, but I hate it.
I get it. It gets
you know,
annoying after
it's
a
too
while.
much. It's too much. But he's a very sweet dog.
Does he shed all over your stuff?
No, he's hypoallergenic, and his hair like doesn't fall out.
So but
He has like
just too-
hair.
Okay, instead of fur. Okay,
Yeah.
so but he wants your love too much.
Too much. Like he needs to reject me. He needs to run away.
And then you'll want him.
And then I'll want him. He would never run away, though.
I have a question for people who have pets from a girl that doesn't have pets.
Don't get a pet, Alie.
Okay, I won't.
Shut your fucking mouth. I've been trying for the past.
Do you want to live vicariously through her? But you travel too much.
I travel a lot.
You have a cat.
I have 2 cats and a dog.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
feel
I
like
get
you
it.
travel
I'm
too
not trying to I agree with you.
Yeah.
I might
It's
get
too
a
much.
spider. Or I was thinking about a hamster.
What's your question for people?
How weird would it be? What if you were on a date with a woman and you went to her house and she had a turtle
Really, don't do that.
and then a
I
dolphin
feel
lover?
Because can't you get salmonella from turtles?
No,
Can
you
I
can
think that's
get
true.
your house. You're a girl with a turtle. you
You can get never laid again.
can get never laid again. It's a disease.
It's a
It's
real
called
gross disease.
celibacy.
Oh,
As a
right.
woman who doesn't own any pets but likes intercourse, what happens if your cat is there or your dog is there and you're like, I'm in the bone zone. I need you not to be like, because that's gonna fuck me up.
Oh, you don't have a door. You have a fucking open apartment.
I have an open apartment, but still, even at the door, if I'm trying to get
Right.
my thing on, and there's a thing that's like, hey,
Well, dogs.
that's fucked.
Mine is. They're trainable. You're just like you're not. Mine's not allowed on the bed, and he's
Okay.
not in. And I can leave him outside the
Okay.
door if I'm fucking.
Let's get to it.
So that's what I do with mine.
That's like a big consideration with the dog. Is like,
Yeah.
how do I get my fuck on?
Yeah.
Very
Not
trainable.
that I'm getting anything at the moment.
But just in case.
Just in case.
There's a fuck to be on.
Yeah,
For real.
It is a consideration though, especially if you're just bringing a rando home. I've never brought a rando. I don't know why I'm saying it so casually. Like I've ever been not needed a backstory.
Nah.
Like I've ever not needed to know everything about you.
I think the secret to that is that you have to then date guys who have pets because then they understand.
They get it.
Like I
It
feel
just
like a
seems
guy
like-
with no pet is just like kind of
yeah.
fucked up.
No, but what if they have carpet in their apartment and an asshole landlord?
I feel
For
like
example, I have
that. I feel like it is a sign if they don't like your pet.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Where we're different people.
I
We're
think
different
if a
kinds of
guy,
people.
kicks your cat, it's a give him another chance. He just kicked it.
Cats I don't get. Cats, but that's the thing. I wouldn't date a dude with a cat. Well, yes, I would.
What if that happened though?
If I was
have a
dating
cat.
someone with a cat.
Lose my number.
Yeah, get out of here.
I can't.
Speaking of fucking, let's get to fuck that.
Okay, fuck that.
Fuck that is this thing that George and I do. We talk about one thing that we love so much. I want to fuck that. And then one thing that's so annoying. It's like, fuck that. Do you want to know what mine are?
I do.
Okay. The problem is with fuck that is that sometimes I have like 10 fuck that and then like one like, oh, fuck that.
You don't like a lot of things, is what you're saying.
Well, I'm just saying that I think I tend to like in my like image banks, like I tend to store more like thumbnails of things that are deplorable. So right now though, I have to say my primary fuck that is this thing called a Women's Expo happening later this month.
What is that?
It's happening later this month in the Alie Convention Center. It's a women's
Oh.
expo.
Everybody's periods are going to sync up.
Oh my god.
It's funny you say that because I think everyone in attendance is postmenopausal. But it's a women's seminar for women. There are keynote speakers. There Valerie Bertinelli. I think a
What?
woman who maybe Edie Falco, I can't remember, and Regis Philbin is the sole man on the bill
What?
because we love Regis Philbin.
He's safe.
You know what they have, you guys? They have makeovers. They have 500 shopping booths. They have cupcake classes.
Do they have nail art?
I'm sure they do. They have martini and chocolate tasting.
Oh my god.
And then there's like one bullet point that's like inspirational seminars. There's no like how to fuck the man. There's no like how to grow your afro out.
like
and not
why
give
it's
it-
okay to not have a husband and kids.
Yes.
Be your own woman.
Why Brazilian waxing is the work of the devil. Like there's no seminars on that. It's all like how to frost cupcakes. So that's one of those things where like you see the flyer and you're like, oh, we're not evolved at all. Like it's all still fucked. Like that's hilarious. Like suffrage is barely 100 years old. Like it's all still very, very awful.
I'd like to say that this episode of Slumber Party is brought to you by Allie's Feminist Rants.
I'm really sorry, you guys.
No, I think that's great.
I'm in a zone.
I'm
Do you
cool
think
with it.
that will ever exist? I don't feel like that's ever going to exist.
I think it will eventually. I think more what the problem is, I think there's a lack of embarrassment for most women and I see it all the time even in myself where I'm like, I should be more embarrassed. embarrassed about this behavior. This is like I am exhibiting behaviors of the horribly oppressed. And what do you know what I mean? And it's like it's going to take a while before we realize like how bad things are. But but yeah, so my fuck that is a women's expo like geared toward cupcake making and chocolate tasting, because it's just
so we're going, right? Yeah. So I have an issue with seminars and like expos and stuff. Like nothing makes me in my life want to be more invisible than when those come around.
Sounds like someone hasn't been to the cat expo.
Oh, I haven't. Have you been?
I went last year.
Shut up.
What was it like?
Fun. It was just fun.
It was good.
Yeah. I mean, all the owners are exactly what you think they do.
I want to
go.
You
got to go next
year. Do you get
to
touch cats?
You get to touch cats. But it was like $15. I don't know.
Touch my pussy.
You did not get to touch as many cats as you'd think.
Well,
can you talk to them and
you can talk
weird
to them.
voices?
Yeah, but you're gonna get a stink eye.
I mean, I guess Alie, you and I went to the Pasadena Humane Society. It's like the same thing.
They
as
have
cat
an alligator there, y'all.
Dude, a fucking alligator there.
I know all about all the animals.
Yeah, you do.
If you guys are near Pasadena Humane Society in Pasadena, they have a 20-year-old alligator. You can look at it for a fence.
Sale.
It's not for adoption, but they have tons of hound dogs, and then they smell like poop. And you go there and you're like, I think I want a dog, and then you're like, I have so much urine in my nostrils. I think I'm okay with just playing Scrabble alone.
Yeah. So but what's fuck yeah, Scrabble alone? Is that your
no, my fuck that is Vinho Verde wine.
Oh yeah,
it's from Portugal. It's my favorite. It's slightly effervescent. It's a little dry. It's one of my favorite white wine varieties, and I'm drinking some at the moment. Georgia, what about you?
I have to say, let's see, let me think. Oh, I'd have to say fuck yeah, estate sales. I went to one this weekend.
Did you want to fuck it?
I wanted to this house in the hills on 3 acres. You know, the guy who played Perry Mason back in the 40s?
The
1820s. Richard Burr. Okay. It was his estate, like his fucking estate. And it was the sickest place I've ever seen in my life.
Celebrity bath towels.
If anything was going to be haunted, it was this place.
Ugh.
There was like room upon like secret room. Like crazy old furniture. And there was also Sting memorabilia, because the guy who lived in it now started IRS records. He was the brother of like one of the people in police. So there's always like fucking hilarious 80s and like 90s police memorabilia.
Did you buy anything?
Yeah, I bought a couple old glass vases.
Okay.
And a couple like old Tarzan movie posters, like huge movie posters.
It is really, really commendable how you can walk into a dead person's home and not give a fuck about buying their shoes.
I just think so happy about it.
I just think like, where are they? Are they watching me? Are they happy? What were their last moments like?
I like that I'm a combination of the two of you, because I would do that in a second.
Yeah, right.
I'll buy some dead people stuff.
Because you're going to take good care of it, right?
Well, not even that. It's washed away. Washed away immediately.
I get so sad. I think their hands were on this. They are dead.
I love
this
that.
object still exists. Everything is a lie.
That's one of my favorite parts about it, is that like this was their object that they cared about, and now it's mine that I care about.
I don't do that.
And they're dead.
I'm probably going to spill chili on it.
I love that. I like that you know yourself so well.
Just stay. And I don't at all.
I think about people,
but I know that I'm going to get a stain on something.
I think about people coming into my apartment and being like, how much for the... No. Okay, will you do 5? And you're like,
God.
That's like my, that was my diaphragm. Don't give it to them for 5.
I get it.
Do people use diaphragms anymore?
No, but I wish they did.
We should have them come back in the style.
50s.
Yeah. My mom used a diaphragm. I know because I found it in her bathroom. I was like, what's this thing?
My mom used one, I know, because she told me she forgot to put one in the night that I got conceived.
High five, Georgia.
Hey.
How do you
Thanks,
forget?
Mom.
I have a question,
She forgot.
Do women still use diaphragms?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Why not, though?
This is a question for the women's convention.
I feel like married women. I think married women do.
They
really?
In the Steve Martin's The Parenthood, she pokes a hole in her diaphragm, and I was like, what are you talking about? Also, I was 8?
Yeah.
8? 9?
That movie we need to do a movie night of Parenthood. That is a great movie.
I just don't know. Like,
wait, is it The Parenthood or is it that other one?
Oh, it's...
With Rick Moranis.
Yeah, it's Parenthood.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Are they like the shoulder pads of the vagina? Did they just straight up out of fashion?
They're the condoms of the uterus.
Weird. Okay, what's your...
Slumber party with Alie and Georgia.
What's
the
something that you
condoms
hate?
of the uterus.
What's something you want to fuck?
That I hate so much? Oh, okay, let me think. I would say moving, because I just moved and it's the fucking worst thing in the
moving.
entire
Fuck that, man.
world. And you know what happened when I moved? It was like 107 degrees in Los Angeles the entire fucking week.
That was ghosts.
Was that what it was?
That was a ghost rubbing its hot genitals on you.
They're mad at me, right?
Yeah.
Not into it.
Allison Auguste.
It's tough because I don't feel like I feel strongly about things one way or the other.
Well, maybe you can say, fuck that apathy. Yes and no.
I ate all of this white cheddar, but literally all of it. So I'm
proud
going to
of
say
you.
that I want to fuck that.
Yeah.
Thing that I'm mad about.
What's something that pissed you
Dating?
off today? Dating.
I'm done with dating.
You're done. Are you done?
I'm cutting my penis off.
Well, you're
which
not
is an
going on a
inside-
date?
Can I borrow it for a minute? Because I don't have one.
Is that an inside joke with Dave Horowitz?
It's just an inside
who
joke with
was
Dave Horowitz.
a guest on the podcast before?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm done. I don't need to be doing it. It makes me feel terrible.
Give yourself a good break.
Give yourself a
so
break.
nice.
Just a nice nap.
If it feels like you're going for a job interview or you're interviewing someone who's underqualified for like a middle management position at Virgin Records.
Yeah, where it's just awful. I will never do another blind date. I can't do it.
I feel like meeting someone out and about and then hanging out with them that night is so much better than like...
Yeah. But
Let's
it's
go
also
on
a
a date.
nightmare. I feel like I date within my social circle.
Yeah.
And it's also the worst.
That's not
Can
good.
I tell you that Dave Horowitz has heard some of my dating nightmares and he's like, I'm done writing on the show November. If you want to work on a pilot about how fucked up your life is, you should
Wow.
holler.
That's
how awesome my dating life is, guys. Can I tell you
flattering.
that I bought a 40-pack of condoms at Costco the day that I broke up with the last guy I was dating, and it remains
Unused.
sealed.
wow.
I can't raw dog a random. I guess I wouldn't be raw dogging. That was written on a wall somewhere.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Bareback a bro. You're not
Don't
gonna-
raw dog a random. I don't remember where I saw
my
it.
God.
I saw it in Instagram.
That's a good like new saying for
raw dogging. I love it.
Don't raw dog a
I want to
random.
fuck that phrase.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Rando raw dogs. Don't do it, y'all. If you've learned nothing on Alie and Georgia's Slumber Party,
Don't raw dog.
Which you haven't.
well, you know, I've learned a lot about myself.
Oh, I'm glad.
I had kettle corn for dinner, and I had vino verde for dessert, and I'm happy as fuck. So, I think that's it for Slumber Party this week.
Yeah, tell us where we can find you.
How do we stalk you?
Everything's just my name.
Yeah.
It is Italian, yes. I don't know why that took me so long to register as a sentence. Like
Yeah.
those are you just said sounds at me, and
Yeah, I
then
know.
it came together.
I'm gonna humana da da da. Yeah.
Yes, I am.
Allison Auguste. It sounds like Auguste. It's spelled like Auguste. Deal with it. She has like a bazillion followers on Twitter. It's inspiring. Do follow her. She never ever lets me down. I'll laugh about her tweets days later.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
days later. She's worth it. So that is Allison Auguste. Watch her on the Emmys in a few years when she wins something for some awesome TV show she created.
Don't raw dog a random.
Don't raw
Also
dog a
don't raw
random. Her pilot's called Don't Raw Dog a Random. It's about one girl who's a nurse, and every week she raw dogs a random.
I'm so okay. My other thing that I want to fuck, which is a terrible, terrible TV show that I watch obsessively, Mob Doctor. Is it good? It's good. No, it's the worst thing.
It looks terrible.
A minute into the show, she goes, "But I'm not like any other doctor," because she's a mob doctor.
She's a mob doctor. Like
love
the
it.
poster
It's so
is like
bad.
this cute doctor with like a bloody gloved hand, like touching her face all cutely. It's
the
the
worst.
worst.
Wait, does she kill people?
No, she like
she works
owes
for
the
the
mob
mob.
something, and so like they make her like kill people. I don't know.
Oh, what a dumb bitch.
I know, it's awful. It's the worst. I'm gonna watch every episode of that show.
What network is it on?
I just watched it.
USA, I'd say USA. TBS, something terrible.
It's too bad. It's got to be on. I feel like it's on NBC.
Lifetime, probably.
Yeah. If you guys write for mob doctors, contact us at allieandgeorgia@gmail.com.
We've got some ideas for you.
Yeah, we're happy that we just plugged your show. Ratings skyrocketed.
Oh, so bad.
Thanks for listening to Slumber Party with Alie and Georgia.
I've been Alie.
I've been Georgia. You can find us on feralaudio.com, as well as listen to a bunch of other rad-ass podcasts.
Yeah, we're on cookingchanneltv.com. We have a show called Classy Ladies. We're on Cooking Channel on Sunday nights and a show called Unique Sweets.
And you can go to itunes.com/classyladies, I think.
I don't know, look it up.
Follow us.
We're on the Twitters, we're on the Tumblr.
Yeah, Alie and Georgia. ALIE and Georgia. Super simple.
And if you ever run into Alie at Froyo alone and she's crying, you should hug
You should take her to her abortion.
Yeah, you should rub your junk on her. You should raw dog her.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Until next week.
We're the worst.